Hey guys, what's up? I'm Tyler Jensen. I'm a local investor here in Salt Lake City, Utah. Welcome to Seven Figure Question and Answer. All right, guys, I'm excited. Question number one. This is a good one, and I really like it. Good question. It says, when the seller is behind on taxes, do the back taxes come out of their money at closing? And the answer is, it depends, right? It depends. It's such a funny answer, right? But I know that's not what you want, but it is. It really depends on the situation of the taxes. So if the taxes have a tax lien on the property, that would cloud your title. And if the IRS has put a tax lien on it, that lien has to be satisfied, whether it's paid off or whether it's satisfied through an attorney, or there's a lot of ways that you can do that. You can work with the IRS, you can work with an attorney to get that either lien removed, or you would have to pay the seller who accrued that tax lien would have to pay off that tax lien. So it really does depend, but it should, if there is no lien, then yes, the seller should pay their portion of taxes, whether it's county taxes or other taxes. The seller, that they owe those taxes and they should pay that. So that could definitely come out of the proceeds. There are other options to work that out, to work it out with the municipality or the state or the federal government to be able to work on those taxes, remove those liens, and then they don't have to pay it, right? They could just, that lien is gone and it's been satisfied from the IRS. And so they could just have no lien on their property, and then you don't have to pay the taxes, and neither do they. If there is a lien or there's something that's going to cloud title, then yes, those taxes need to be paid, or you need to figure out a way to work with the seller to remove that lien. And we've done a lot of those deals. Sellers need your help, right? They don't understand that process. They need you as the expert to be able to go and help them navigate through that. So the options are that, yeah, you can have that lien released and removed. You can work with an attorney. You can work directly with the IRS to get those tax liens removed, and then the seller isn't obligated to pay those. If there is a lien on the property, it's going to cloud the title, and you're going to have to be able to work a way with the seller to pay those taxes. So with their proceeds, they could pay off that tax lien. They could, you could help them pay it. Like, there's just a lot of different options when it comes to taxes on your property. But as far as county taxes, those are pretty normal that we usually pay as the buyer, that we'll pay their taxes. We'll help them, we'll give them a credit for their taxes, whatever. And then when you sell the property, you'll have to pay your portion of those county taxes as well. But other than that, if it's like an IRS or something like that, there's definitely ways around it. And we can talk more details if you need it. Reach out to me. Happy to answer and go more in depth in this question. All right, guys, question number two. How do you handle flipping a property when there is a renter occupying it? This is really tricky, but it happens all the time. So part of the process when we're buying a tenant occupied property is that I want to negotiate with the seller or the wholesaler or whoever is bringing you the deal of the tenant knows the expectation, right? What's the lease? How long what legally do we have to do for the tenants? How long do they have to stay in? Can we terminate that lease, etc.? For me, ideally, I want to get them out as quick as possible. So I'm trying to push that onto the seller and say, hey, look, I know you've got tenants. Is there a way that we can break the lease? Is there anything in your lease agreement that says that we can cancel it? I can give them a 30-day notice that we've changed ownership, right? You need to make sure that you're using an eviction attorney or someone like that you really understand the laws of that tenant, and based on your market, whatever state you're in would depend on those laws. But yeah, for us, I really want to push and negotiate that and say, hey, look, I want the tenants out as quickly as possible because I want to flip the house. I don't want to keep it as a rental. I want to flip it. And then even if you do keep it as a rental, you want to be able to increase the rents and have your own tenants in there. You don't want to inherit the tenants. At least for me, I don't want to. So with that being the case, is that it's all in negotiations. It's negotiating with the seller and saying, hey, look, I want to buy this property, but I got to get the tenants out as quick as we can. And if that doesn't work, then it's always negotiating with the tenant, and that it gets even more complicated. But a lot of the time we'll do what's called cash for keys. We'll give them cash, $500. Hey, I'll give you 30 days. I'm buying this property. I want to rehab it. I'll give you $500 and a U-Haul truck or whatever they need, right? Whatever's going to motivate them to get out of your property. Here's $500. I'll help you pay your first deposit on the next place. I'll help you find a place. I'll help you do whatever, but I got to have you out of this property. And so you can do that, cash for keys, or you can just evict them, right? For whatever reason. We use an eviction attorney that will help us, write go through that eviction process. Hey, how do we evict these guys legally? How do we get them out of the property? We'll serve them a notice. They have a 5-day notice to vacate. And then if they don't do that, we can get the sheriff involved and all of that. But we go through the right channels to be able to evict them. But yeah, oftentimes if you can just do cash for keys, or you can find out what they need, how can I help you get out? I can help you find a place. I can give you some cash. I can rent a U-Haul truck for you. What do you need that can make this a win-win for both of us? I know that you probably weren't planning on moving, or maybe you were, but I just need to get you out as quick as we can. So I'll give you $500 to get out. I'll do whatever it takes to help you on your way, right? So I can come in, I can do what I do and flip the property. I can sell it. I can keep it as a buy and hold. You can do whatever you want to do as your exit strategy. But working with those tenants is going to be key, because you want to be able to have control of that situation and not to inherit the tenants. So sometimes you can't evict them. Sometimes you have to honor the lease. And it depends on your state that you're in. So you need to talk with your local government and find out what those rules are regarding tenants and evictions. But yeah, and you may have to honor that lease, and that's just part of the deal. So you need to make sure you calculate your holding costs to hold it until the end of the lease, and then you can go through the eviction process. But for us, we will always want to try and negotiate that up front with the seller. We always want to talk to the tenants and say, hey, look, we need you out as quick as we can. Is there something that we can do to help you on your way? And then we can go in and do what we do. So that's how I would deal with tenant-occupied property when we flip it. We love answering your questions on these episodes. These have been a lot of fun for us. I know we've done a few of these episodes, and I've been able to answer a couple questions, and a lot of other people in the 7-figure community have answered a lot of these questions, and we love your questions. Keep them coming. It's really, really easy to submit your questions for these episodes. We want to answer them. We want to get you what you need. Just go in the description below and make sure you just follow the really simple instructions to be able to submit a question, and we'll answer it for you. We want to help you. We want to help you be successful. We want to answer these questions that we know you have, and we're happy to do so. We love doing it, but we want to hear from you. So just again, go in the description, click on the link, follow the simple instructions, and hopefully we can answer your question on one of these episodes. Thanks, guys. It's been a lot of fun.